There we go. Hi gamers! My fucking mic broke, but I fixed it. Hi everybody. Welcome. Hold on, I'm gonna turn the music down just a little bit. Hi. I felt like drawing today, so we're gonna draw today. I have a little bit of like some ideas, but I think mostly we're gonna start off with just some like casual ass doodles. And then there's a piece I want to maybe throw myself at coloring. And then if I don't feel in the groove for that, fucking... I don't know, man. I got some color palettes we can maybe play around with. See what we can come up with. But now I'm just gonna... I don't know. We're gonna do warm-up stuff. Where's my fucking pen? I just hit my microphone. That's fine. But I don't know. I don't have too much of a like super plan. I never really do. But I figure we do just... How do I draw fish? You should know this. I draw... Do you know how many... You guys don't, because I don't draw on stream all that often. I don't like this fish anymore. Sardines, I draw like all the time. Like just bad sardines. One of my like warm-up sketch things, I'll just draw a bunch of sardines. And I love it. It's one of my favorite things to draw. I like drawing sardines. I just like them. So we might do that for a little. I'm gonna do that for a little bit. Maybe draw some other quick stuff, and then I have a larger piece that it's just been sitting there that I've been meaning to color. So we'll see about doing that as well. I wish I had a reason for why I draw sardines so much, but I just like them. I just like fish, you know? And like, when I draw sardines poorly, there's like no fucking... There's like no effort in it. It's just me fucking getting something done with my pen. And I like it when they come out funny. I've done a couple pieces of like more serious drawings of sardines, just because I like fish. But usually they just kind of whatever. It's like, look at them, they're silly. Where is it? I have a self-portrait that I did that I don't think I worked on actually at all on stream. But yeah, I have this self-portrait. That's me. That I did of me and I don't even think it was a sardine, but just a little fish. What I put more detail into. But I fucking love fish, man. I just like them. They're neat. Fishy, fishy. You know what a salmon looks like? Probably not well, but I can try. Ooh. They got like a... This is like a spawning season salmon. Hold on. They're like weirdly triangular. Okay. I know where all their fins go. Not well. This is probably wrong, but it's recognizable as a fish. Mostly. Fishy! What other fish do I know about? Sunfish are big and what do they look like? What do sunfish look like? They just look like this, really. They have big stupid eyes. Hold on, I'm googling fish. That's not how you spell fish. Okay. What are other fish? Tuna look kind of like just rough as hell. They got their spiky little asses, and they got their stupid looking. Dude, you ever seen a fucking tuna? They look dumb as shit. They look like this for real. They got their stupid little things down there, and their big ass fucking. That's what a tuna looks like. They're like so stupid. Do they have a fin up here? I think they have a fin up here. They're so spiky but delicious. And then they have like a stripe down the middle. What other fish exist? You know what a Minecraft pufferfish looks like? It looks like this. This is what it looks like. Right? That's what they look like. I'm really good at drawing fish. I'm gonna draw more of my anchovies. That was a big ass head. But usually my anchovies are like in note margins or whatever. Just because I like them. Okay. Do I feel warmed up? I'm gonna draw chicken. I wanna draw chicken. Okay, what does a chicken look like? A little thing on their head. A little beak. My cat is yelling. There's a little leg. Wait, hold on. It looks like a butt on the butt. Looks like it's got little butt cheeks. Okay, hold on. There's my bad chicken. There's my horrible chicken. Draw a bug. Yeah, I'll draw a bug. Okay. I know what beetles look like, right? Wow. Boop, boop. Look at his little eyes. Beautiful little beetle man. Okay. Yeah, and then they like that, and then the wings come out, kind of. Well, my chicken's stepping on it, but pretend it's not. And then I kind of listen. I've done a lot of bug wings in all of my sonas, So I feel like I should know how to draw bug wings better, but I kind of only have a vague idea on it. It was screaming. This is because he's a little monster boy. That's a bug. That's a whole ass bug. The face looks a little bit like a penis. Okay, hold on. Big old bug eyes. That Hello? Are we back? Are we back? Hold on, I have to set that up. Is that working? Okay, I think we're working again. God, how long was it not picking me up? Jesus fucking Christ. I need to fix something with my, mic shit. I don't know why it keeps doing that. But hi, and welcome, welcome, welcome. We're doing a draw stream. I've been drawing fish and some bugs. Now, I think I'm going to attempt to make myself color. Can I draw an ant? I can absolutely draw an ant. Watch this. Watch this. There it is. That's to scale, by the way. So, in case you were wondering. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I can draw the ant. What the fuck do ants look like? I know they have a larger back end. Whee! Little legs. They're another in the same family as bees. Hold on, I should look at a picture of an ant, shouldn't I? I know I'm capable of drawing a semi-decent ant. I've done it before, but, hold on. I can actually do it right now. Watch this. I'm gonna draw an ant with reference. Just you watch. Shrink that a little bit. Put it over here. Get over there. Okay. Where's a good... I'm looking at pictures of ants. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. Fiddlesticks, do not fuck with my rug. What a jerk. He's such a jerk. Okay. Red ant. Love these things. They've got such little eyes. Usually when I draw like this though, it's much sketchier because I'm going for an actual, like, shape rather than cartoonifying it. Which is much more based off of vibes than an actual, like, gesture drawing. But I like ants, they're cool. A valiant ant. Whoa, true. They've got little things here, and I love their little antenna. And what are you... Fiddlesticks, what are you chasing right now? There's a good chance it might actually be an ant. They like to chase bugs. There's a little baby eye. If I were putting more effort into this, I would fix that. But I'm putting fairly minimal. The leg comes down a little bit like that, and then goes wide, and then down. I love it. I love the way the little feet curl. You know, like their little... Like at the end of the, like, insect legs are like segmented, so they've got like, there's usually a joint here, and then the longer part, and then maybe a knee joint, and then my pen just went the way I didn't want it to. And then this joint here will usually be thicker at this end, and then there'll be a little tiny foot, and it's got like these things at the end. I love their little feet, and I like the way they curl. I think it's cute. I've looked at a lot of bug feet, or a lot of art. There's my somewhat effort put in ant. Okay. Oh, I have a hiccup. Okay. Now, today, I want to color this in. Because I've graded it into, like, tones slightly. Not really. I'm also probably going to cut off the bottom a little bit. But I thought about full coloring it, and every time I think too hard about that, it makes me want to cry. So I think we're gonna low effort, like, get a limited color palette and then fuck with that. Because there's nothing your boy loves more than a limited color palette. Do I know what colors I want to use? No. I don't. Which is good, actually, for me and where I'm at as a person. You know what? We're gonna go with this one that I just picked randomly. And hope that I like it. What are my fucking layers here? Okay, so this is all my color shit. Okay, let's put you back down here. Okay, maybe keep you above the line art so I can see what the fuck you are. No, never mind. I'm putting you back under the line art. Okay. Now, let's get our samples of our colors. What brush am I gonna use to color, actually, now that I'm thinking about it? I think I've been using my, most of my, like, pen work is done with this brush, but it's got, as you can see, it's got, like, a low opacity, and then you color over it, to get it darker. That doesn't work great for coloring. This one's too sharp, I think. It's good for, this one I use a lot for when I want really clean, inked lines. But I think we're gonna go with what used to be my default pen, which is like this painterly thing, and I like it a lot, and it's good at blocking in color and blending. And I don't know how much blending we're gonna do because I'm trying to go for a limited thing, but we'll see. We'll fucking figure it out. Okay. First, we gotta put our little cheat sheet down at the bottom. I'm gonna up my size. I did just get this off of Pinterest, which my feelings on Pinterest are complicated because it has a lot of really great references, or it can, especially for like color and like inspiration for shapes and things, which can be hard to find in other places, but like it's also Pinterest, so it's kind of evil. Which is, you know, everyone wants that. Okay. Our darkest color is this. So, fun trick. When you color anything, you kind of want to start with the midtones. Because inevitably you will wish that you had them. You had like the darker and darkest and lightest colors towards the end. And I'll probably throw in a couple more colors here because I'm bad at sticking to solidly 5 colors. But we'll start with that. So, what do we... You know what? Fuck it. Let's do a full... like that. And then I'll go full bright for the window. I have thought a little bit about refining the line for this more, but I also know that I tend to get bogged down in details. Probably, as you can tell from the amount of stuff that I've already started trying to fill in. This is my curse. I really like details, and they can be really fun. But especially when I define them fairly roughly, and I really like that like feel that the rough brings. You can lose that really easily trying to hardline things. So recently, I've started just not hardlining it. Which I'm liking actually. It's really nice to just kind of flow with it. This is another window spot, I believe. I can talk about this piece actually. So I don't know how often I've talked about it, but not that often actually. Now that I'm thinking about it. noises. This is one of my original characters. Her name is Bryla. She's from a novel I've been working on for like 10 years. Oh god, it really has been 10 years. I'm 25. Jesus Christ. It started out like one of those like you know when you're like a teenager and you have bad ideas? Or like ideas that are too big for what you can like reasonably achieve. The working title for it is Lux, although that's almost assuredly not going to be what it's called in any kind of final. Lux is that for me. I was like 15 and I did a sketch of a couple of characters when I was supposed to be doing math homework. In class, by the way, because I hadn't done it at home. And oh my god, it was terrible. Hold on. Like, because I was like 14, 15, and I was really... I wanted to be an animator or a graphic novelist, and I still would love to someday make a graphic novel, but good god, that's a lot of work. But I wasn't great at consistently drawing people yet, and this is like 2014, 2015, so the age of like really low effort webcomics is like upon us. And I drew these characters. Oh my god, this is so embarrassing, and this definitely looks better than how I drew it then, but I drew these characters that essentially looked like this. They're like, they essentially look like this, and they, like, for what they were and what I was trying to do, which is just make a really simplified character, they weren't bad. And I was 15 and I wasn't good at consistently drawing like a character yet, and I knew that was important for like any kind of graphic novel, so I really simplified it. So in that way, it was the right choice for me. But like, I started the story with this, and now, hold on, let me find a picture. Now my characters look like this. Like, this is hold on. This is what the character... I'm not kidding you. Her name is Aki. That's my character. She started out in the comic looking like this, and this is what she looks like now. My skill level and where the story went has diverged so much. Like, something, follow your fucking dreams, keep drawing. But like, good lord, it's technically the same way, the same story. I still have a lot of like the key elements the same. So much of it has changed, and it's really leaned to. When I was like 15, I went into a lot of really cliche fantasy trope stuff, and some of that has stayed because I like working around cliches and like making them interesting. But a lot of it I scrapped because I also hated it and I wanted to tear my eyeballs out of their sockets. But in a lot of ways, it's really changed. I really like my characters. They're very complicated and interesting. It really did change from being a kind of, in concept, shitty YA, like, idea to, closer to a fantasy epic thing. But I'm crazy, and I only have 20,000 words written, so... We're a ways off. But the main character of that series, working title Lux, is Aki. And I love her dearly. If you follow my Tumblr, I have posted many things about her. I'm obsessed with her. She's my Blorbo. I put her in an emotional blender and I shake it and turn it on, and I blend her up with her little feelings and hurt her. And there is another... The main characters follow Aki and her two younger siblings. And there's another character who is the only person not a sibling who had... Aki moment! Hashtag Aki moment! There's another character who is the only other one that has... The story is told from her perspective, and her name is Bryla. And she is the Queen of the Fae. It's a whole high fantasy thing. I've spent too much time thinking about this universe. I'm not kidding. I have history written back like several thousand years. Is any of it going to be used in the story? Not much, but I wanted it, so it's there. Bryla moment. Yeah, this is my queen Bryla. This is my baby girl Bryla. I love her. Spoiler alert. Aki and Bryla are in love because this was an accident. God, now I'm just info dumping about my fucking OCs. Whatever. You hear? I have you trapped. This is my fucking house now, and you have to listen to me. Bryla was originally supposed to be a character that only showed up for like a couple chapters as like a... I was not good at writing when I was 15. I don't think anyone truly is. But I really just kept having things happen to the characters, and eventually I've gotten better at that. But one of the things was that I just introduced Bryla and then I never used her again. And then I was like, that's stupid. I really like her. She's a really intriguing character. And then her whole story got more filled out. I fell in love with her. And then part of my writing process is also that I write things out of order. And then I started writing interactions between Aki and Bryla much later in the story. And I was like, oh shit. They're queer platonic as hell. With like a little, they're like mostly queer platonic with a little spice of romance. And then I started twirling my hair and I was like, oh my god, they're in love. That's so cute. So that is this character. This is Bryla. I love her so much. She's my fucking princess baby girl. She and Aki have dead parents disease. And I think about them all the time. This is my sheet of drawings of them. I have not finished either of these. I love them so much. They're my fucking... These are my Barbie dolls. I love them. I put them in situations. This is one of the situations. I made her kill a man, and it sucked for her. So I signing this guy with the judo chop, and I said, boy, you look like your domain expansion is a Waffle House. What the fuck? Hi, Satan. Oh my god, I forgot I drew this. But anyway, that's what they started out looking like, and Bryla wasn't even a character, and all of this to say, follow your dreams, you get better at art. I promise. You draw more things, you can get better at art. And your stupid little stick figure man can become this. I did think about, we might come back to it at some point tonight, depending on how off topic I get. But this, I also have been... Aegon is another character who I named before I ever watched Game of Thrones, and now, like, I can't change his name at this point, because that's just who he is. But I am aware that he shares a name with a character, at least one character in Game of Thrones. The names are spelled differently, and when I watched Game of Thrones and I saw that another character was named Aegon spelled a different way, because this guy's name is spelled Aegon like this. But when I saw that Game of Thrones had a character whose name is pronounced the same, I was devastated. But I do love him. He's my precious baby girl. I have been trying to nail a better design for him for ages. This is what he's looked like for he's big wings, but I hate drawing fucking wings. But he originated because I really liked in Bone, Shaggy, the Shaggy beasts, and the rat people. I was obsessed with them. I thought they were really fucking cool, and I've always loved dragons, and I love the idea of playing with what a dragon is. So he's a big fuzzy dragon that breathes fire. Yeah, stupid rat creatures. I love the rat creatures. I adored them. I thought they were so cool. Bone did so much for my love of storytelling and my love of like graphic novels. Oof. That's my warm-ups. But oh my god, yeah. A lot of my stuff has moved like so far past like my original inspirations. So there were a lot of things that, like, I think after being told that Aegon has a lot of inspiration from like rat creatures and just like other ideas of what can push the idea of what a dragon is, he makes a lot of sense and you can see where he's from, but he looks very, very different from when I first like started drawing sketches of him. I think he was actually one of the reasons why I moved away like from the super simplified almost stick figure characters, because I wasn't happy with how Aegon looked in that style. So I was like, fuck it, we vamped the whole fucking thing. This is because I react normally. Sorry, that was such a lie that I had to laugh. But yeah, man, this is... Dog, I'm so fucking crazy about this shit. I'm insane. My little characters in my little Blurbo world, I love them so much. Also, Satan, yes, I do remember you, Ginger Pirate. I did have a blast drawing him. I need to do I need to make that? I'm trying to decide if I need to leave that and just make this darker. I might do that. I'm gonna maybe leave... No. Okay. No. This is going to be dark. We'll come back to it. My feelings when your characters go to the point where you must change the whole set. Yeah. The Aki, Erina, and Hanta are the names of the 3 siblings that are the main characters of this story. Plus Bryla, but she's not related to them, so my brain puts her in a separate box, despite the fact that she is very much a main character. But their names were not originally Aki, Erina, and Hanta. And then I reached a point where I was like, this is based too much on who I am as like a mixed person and my heritage as like Japanese and Irish to not pay homage to the fact that my siblings and I are Japanese and have Japanese names. So I rewrote a lot of my world to have a quasi-Japanese like country of origin, and fuck, dog, I gave myself so much work because I was like, yeah, fuck it, they're Japanese now, they're fantasy Japanese. I mean, they were the whole time I was writing them that way, but now it's like fucking canon. This is because I'm unwell. Also, that fantasy Japanese, I've been calling it Oyashima, which is an archaic word for the country of Japan. And that's a fun fact that I know. And ruthlessly abused. Did you... Thank you, Kit. Ginger Pirate originally is Pirate Code, a psychic mime, a blind sharpshooter, and a one-eyed monk. They all got sent to the wayside as things changed. Said as a pun? Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Dude, I got fucking... I have a story. I haven't worked on it in ages, but I think that one also has somewhere between 15 and 20,000 words written. But that story happened because I was thinking about Selkie stories, and there were a lot of reasons why. Hold on, I don't know. Hold on. Before I go on this tangent, Satan, no, I don't know what you call a pirate who can't swim. What do you call a pirate who can't swim? An anvil shoe? I like that. Tangent. What the fuck was I saying? Oh, Selkie stories are the way that they are for a lot of reasons. I'm big into folklore. especially Irish folklore. But they are the way they are for a lot of reasons, a lot of them being a metaphor for colonialism or like the oppression of Irish culture, blah blah blah, abuse, a lot of things like that. You look at any kind of Irish folklore and you will find a lot of allusions to colonialism and oppression and the way the British have a boot on the Irish's throat for like hundreds of years. But which is why it makes sense Selkie stories are the way they are. Often Selkies are held captive by their lovers and like pine for years to go back to their home. They can't, and sometimes they either find it and sneak away or turn into sea foam, essentially dying. And it's like it's a whole fucking thing. But the point is, Selkie stories as like a, what's the word I'm looking for here? Selkie stories as like a general rule of tragedies. That's like part of the premise of it. So to write a story where it is not a tragedy would be a departure and by existing a commentary on Selkie stories. But I had a thought one day, because I'm gay, that was like, what if it wasn't sad though? Because I'm gay. And everything is so sad. And what if there was a gay one and it wasn't sad? So the entire like concept for that was just like, what if they were lesbians though and nothing bad happened? So that's like something I work on and off on. Just writing because I like it, but I also just like Selkie stories and I think they're interesting, and I like folklore a lot. I put a lot of folklore into my shit. Because I'm really well mentally and stable and just, you know, fucking I love folklore, man. Folklore is so fucking cool. It's so awesome. Irish folklore is so cool. So much of it is about colonialism, which is fucked. But the stories about it are really good. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make them pink. This has been my rant about folklore. What if they were lesbians? Nothing bad happens. It's so strong. Thank you, thank you. What do I have? I have other ones. I have, God, it's not even a story, really, but it's kind of, parts of it have been, like, cannibalized for writing other characters, but I had this, borderline Sona for a character who's now called, what did I call her? Her original name was like Kells. What did I name her? Oh, I named her Carp. And her original, this is her. This is what her original design looked like, and she was like an alien fish person. And then I gajinku'd her. I gajinku'd my own character. And this is what I just like her. I think you have a story for her. I just like her. There was some vague shit of her having an adopted brother and they went around space. But I never went anywhere with that. And I just like her a lot. So this is Carp, my princess. It's this one. Folklore, mythology, Lovecraftian mythos, all hallmarks of a writer born from 1195 to 2005, who grew up at the tail end of the great sword and sorcery boom and also has a lick of autism. 1195? No, 1195 is good. Keep it as 1195. I like that. I like that a lot. All of this to say, I'm really fucking normal about books. But yeah, I'm really normal about folklore and fantasy and the way we write stories and how we write stories and why we write them like that. I'm really normal about it. Trust me. Don't trust me, I'm lying. I just like it though. I could talk about fucking Shakespeare and tragedy and shit all fucking day, brother. But we won't do that because no one's here for that. What are other things? Dude, I've been writing some more stuff for Lux recently, which is maybe why it's on my mind. But oh, I burped. I'm sorry. Fuck, man, I love it so much. I love writing and thinking with my brain and coming up with ideas. You'll ever create and are like, damn, that shit is fun as hell. Cause I do that sometimes. Only sometimes though. Fun fact. Part of it is like a character writing exercise. Part of it's just because I'm unwell. But I did start writing like an AU for Lux because I was like, what would a modern AU look like? Partially because it's like an exercise. It's honestly, I would recommend it to writers who want to figure out what their characters are like outside, like what makes them them, because nothing solidifies who a character is as a person like putting them in a completely new situation. It really hammers home. It helps you get a grip on what to you makes these characters who they are. So I was like, what if I put them? Actually, I normally hate like modern AUs, but I was like, what if I put them in modern day today? And part of that happened. Hold on, we're gonna go off track again. How did that happen? Because I drew. Where is it? Wait, have it in here? Oh, did I draw it in my old program? That would make sense. So I just have a PNG of it. Yeah, I drew Aki in like modern day clothing. And then I was like, what would she do? Would she dress like that? And I ultimately was like, yeah, probably. But then I was like trying to figure out who she would be in modern day, what she would do, what her whole fucking deal is. And I was like, oh, now I'm enamored by this. So then I was like, what would have happened in modern day to make her who she is, and like figured a bunch of that stuff out. So anyway, the moral of the story is that I'm writing fan fiction about my own characters, which I think is normal to do and not crazy of me. It's a completely normal and not crazy thing for me to do. You all agree? Yes, you agree. Thank you for agreeing with me. I'm not even done. I need to get to 70, and even then I have plans for the 300-year time skip. I've got a Google Doc blurb dealing with 62 different stories set in the same universe. Oh my god. Yeah, I have. Oh my god, I have so much stuff. Like, the goal is for the Lux story to span about 5 years. The premise being that there's a genocidal war happening, and my character, like Aki and her siblings, are accidentally in the center of it. Blah 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 blah. Aki was also very much an exploration of like the idea of a character who probably shouldn't be the main character being the main character. She doesn't want to be there. Her relationship to the current events is a little bit like iffy at best. There are several characters, including Brawler, who are probably more suited to being like a classic main character. but I really like putting people in situations. Could I put in a secret aunt? I mean, if I tell you that I'm gonna put it in, it's not secret anymore, is it? Ever think about that? What does Ryla fucking look like? Oh, I have it right here. Ha 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 ha. But the basic premise of Flux is that there's a big old genocidal war going on, and shit's bad for, I mean, kind of everyone. And then I put them all in situations, and they have to live. So there's like a whole, you know, I'm fucking pretentious, and I'm incredibly anti-war. So there's a lot of like the whole like, oh, this really just sucks for everyone involved, huh? As well as like, you know, the longer I've been writing this, the more and more relevant the idea of a group of people fighting against a fucked up and evil genocide led by incompetence and maliciousness. Just this more and more topical, and I keep writing it. I'm like, interesting. I wasn't thinking about this when I started writing it. It's kind of fucked up that it ends up matching so well. Food for thought. God damn, the world is sad though. But I also like really like the ideas of playing with themes like forgiveness and what you can forgive and what you can't forgive, what the point of forgiveness is. How we deal with that kind of thing. Fucking I like human relationships and the way that humans think, and the way that like part of love is forgiving shit that maybe can't be forgiven, but also knowing when not to forgive. And I really, ooh, that shit's tasty. Ah, you scared me. I think it'd be Ginger. I think if the Ginger Pirate was in the modern day, he'd be some traveling hippie man who goes from town to town getting into scraps, stealing from town officials, and leaving delightful chaos in his wake. The central theme of my thing is the price of immortality. It's a blessing, a curse, and responsibility of the world. Yeah, that's fun. Mercy's such a fantastic concept to explore. Yeah, in my I have like when you write for so long and something so expansive, it's useful to have like a guideline. The first thing that came to my head was Bible, which isn't wrong, of just like a list of things that I want, like immutable things about the story, like the point of it. And one of the things that I wrote in the story is, despite the fact that a lot of the characters are not technically human, I want the story to be about what it means to be a human, a person. Which sometimes I look at my own writing and I'm like, God damn, you're pretentious as shit. What the fuck is wrong with you? And other times I'm like, God, I'm the most brilliant man in the world. And the reality is probably somewhere in the middle. But I like writing. And even if I never publish, it's fucking... It's fun. I love it. I fucking love creating shit. I'm kind of a dweebus. Not that anyone could ever tell that. Because I'm really epic and cool. I don't want to shade things. Is what I'm realizing now as I'm doing this. Is that I don't want to shade things. Do you still have lighter colors? Yeah, we can shade some stuff on the desk and make it pop a little bit more. At what point are you morally obligated to put aside your rule of universal mercy and end a wicked foe? Yeah, I really like that, and I really like the idea of like when you come to that conclusion of like this person, like if you come to the conclusion that someone needs to be put down, which is like, I'm a Batman fan. Of course I'm always thinking about this. Um, I love thinking about what the line is for when something needs, like, you can't fix it. It just needs to be stopped. Um, but like also very much a fan of the idea of that doesn't have to be everyone's job. Some, like, just because a person has to be put down doesn't necessarily mean it has to be you. And I really like the idea of having a character who maybe comes to terms with the fact that this person is not savable, but also is very much aware of the fact that, yeah, this person does deserve to be put down and maybe even should be, but for myself or my health or the principles that I stand for, I can't be the one to do it. And that also fascinates me. Especially if that person has, like, taken a life before, of, like, this is my line. At this point, realizing that, yes, a person needs to be put down, killing them in, like, a certain way is not the way to do it. Fascinates me. I love morality, and I love thinking, and I'm realizing a lot of the things I've just said maybe give away the fact that I'm a really massive Hamlet fan. But dude, I love thinking about killing. I love thinking about killing! It's true. I'm always thinking about killing. If we're being honest. Sign me up. Kevin's biggest breaking point is when he's forced to kill the Inquisitor, an unrelenting monster of a man. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the whole plot of Lux revolves around the fact that, like, there's literally a genocide being committed. And the characters really have to contend with the fact that, like, when something like a genocide occurs, there are, and in any war really, there are two fronts. There's a physical battle, and then there's also the propaganda battle, because a thing like genocide does not happen without, you know, people who agree, and the implications of population who are either just bigoted or misinformed or what, and what, like, the consequences are of a society like that, and the fact that, like, if you have a corrupt leader with a massive following, martyring them is not the way to go, which is, you know, kind of shitty in terms of, like, there's no easy solution to a situation like that. And, like, obviously bitch, if I had the answer to how to perfectly solve that, I would have sent it to the UN. Well, first I would have Googled how to send things to the UN, and then I would have sent it to the UN and been like, fix your shit. But I don't know how to do that, so instead I'm just gonna write about a bunch of messy people. Yeah, go back and forth for hours yapping about our themes and such. Probably. I love talking about writing and themes and metaphors. I'm also like a poet. I fucking saying something without directly saying something is kind of my fucking chef kiss. Ooh, it's tasty. I'm also like, bitch, I'm a person that outside, like, I started because I needed to keep a journal of like critiques and things for classes when I was in college, but I do still to this day keep a journal of, like, short essays and writings about poetry that I read and authors, and, like, breaking down their work, because this is, I'm not kidding, a hobby to me. This is what I do. I haven't written in a while. I haven't reading enough poetry really lately, which is a personal failing in my heart. But Damn, dog. Shit keeps happening. But I do need to get back on that. I've been reading lately, though. I just finished, oh god. It was Lady Tan's Circle of Women by, hold on, I'm gonna look up who it's by right now. Because I should know her name. Okay, cool, thank you for that. By Lisa C. Excellent book. I really liked it. I finished it in like 2 days. Really excellent. About it follows the life of a girl named Yung Xiang, in 15th century China. So I think it's like 1480s-ish, if I'm right. So 15th century Confucius China, Ming Dynasty, and it follows her as she grows up in like a well-to-do home, and how she wants to become a female doctor, which is a thing for a whole bunch of reasons. And then it follows her life as she is engaged and then married and moves into her husband's home, and like there's a whole fucking murder mystery shit that happens in that book, and I didn't even know about it, but then it pops up like halfway through, and I'm like, ooh, damn, this is tasty! It was a good read. I really liked it. I recommend it. I won't spoil it in case anyone in chat wants to read it. But, good book. What else am I reading? Right now I'm reading The Undertaker's Assistant by Amanda... Oh, the fuck do I say her name? Ganondorf, I guess? Mervyn Peake in his Woman Gas series? I think it would tickle your gum. Okay. I'm not very far into, The Undertaker's Assistant, but that one's fun. I've been enjoying it. I think I'm only like 7 chapters in. But that one's about a black woman in late 18th century New Orleans. And she's an Undertaker's assistant. That one's also really interesting so far. You feel you're wrapping up a Stephen King story collection right now? Hot take. This is my hot literary take. I don't like Stephen King. I just never liked his work very much. I can't say it's bad, because I also, like, for the most part, that's really a matter of taste. But, and also, like, I know a lot of people really like his work. I just can't stand the way he writes. That's all me, though. Boop, 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 boo. Standout wins and flops? Yeah. I think that's true of a lot of authors. You know who doesn't have a single flop? Just kidding. I'm sure if he were still alive, he would say that The Carpet People is probably one of his closer examples of a flop. But Terry fucking Pratchett. God, that man slams. You haven't read any of Terry Pratchett's work, I highly recommend it. Just a fucking master. He's sharp and witty and like thoughtful. He writes women beautifully well. I was so spoiled from such a young age on the way that Terry Pratchett writes women like they're people, and like they have emotions, and like they're allowed to be angry. Yeah, and that's the only reason I still like Good Omens. Yeah, I was raised on Terry Pratchett, the Tiffany Aching series especially, and like, if you know anything about the Tiffany Aching series, you know that it is, I mean, it's literally, it starts with like, I think she's 9 in the first book, but the entire story is about a 9-year-old girl whose brother gets kidnapped, and she's like, fuck that noise! That's That's my little brother, motherfucker. So, and then like she keeps asking adults like, what do I do? How do I get him back? And they're like, we'll take care of it. And she's like, fuck that. That's my little brother. I'm gonna get him back. So she storms into the fucking realm of the fairies and hits the fucking queen of the fae with a frying pan. She's that fucking, she doesn't even like her little brother that much. She's like, that's my brother though. You can't fucking take him, bitch. And she's 9, and I love her. And that's kind of all you need to know about Terry Pratchett. God, I love that man. And then I think the series follows her until 18. I think it follows her until she's an adult. But all of the books in the series are truly fantastic. I read them over and over again to this day. They're incredible. I fucking love Tiffany Aching. My greatest sadness will always be that he died before he really got to finish the Tiffany Aching series. The last book, The Shepherd's Crown, you can tell was rough. He had the outline for it finished, but he died before he could like polish it the way he wanted to, and you can tell it's very different than a lot of his other like more polished writing. And I think I can't remember if it was his son or his publisher, or maybe both, that finished it into what they thought he might want. And it's still quite good. It doesn't feel like Tiffany Aching the way the other books do, which is, I think, a crying shame. But the last book before that, I Shall Wear Midnight, god damn, that book is so fucking good. If I could write anything even half as good as that book, I'll die the world's happiest man. That shit slams. Half the reason I ditched the psychic mime was because she had no agency as a character. Nowadays, the captain's love interest is the literal demon princess of wrath who is peak. Nice! Yeah, there are a couple characters that, part of the writing process is so interesting. Is like realizing that you made a character and you're like, oh, I don't actually need that to be a separate character, and then you just kind of merge them into people. And I'm currently playing around with some of that right now, with some stuff in Lux about whether I need to do that. I'm not sure though. I haven't gotten quite far enough in my like solid writing to know if a character is necessary yet. Like as is, or if they need to be squashed together. But fuck, dude, I love writing. Oh, I never said the fan fiction of my own work that I'm writing. Doesn't actually have a title. It's just like, is it fan fiction if you wrote the original story? Which I don't know. Maybe it is. But the like premise of it is it's more romance focused than the original story. But it starts off with Bryla hitting Aki with her car, because I was like, that would happen to them. That would happen to only them. And it made me laugh when I thought of it. Because Aki is the type of person that you would hit with your car, and then you look away and she's just run off. She's just straight up run off. And I was like, that would be funny as hell. That would make Bryla panic hard. So then I wrote it. And now I'm gonna draw a fucking castle. We've moved on to the stage of the night where I don't know how to draw anymore, so, yeah, apply the transformation. I'm just gonna start fucking away. Playing with color palettes and reference images. Sophina is a loving wife, caring mother, fully capable ruler who's respected by people and continually defies her father's attempts to break up the family. Dude, yes. Part of Barlow's whole thing is she has dead parents disease. As do many of my characters. Actually, most of them have dead parents. Don't read into it. I don't want you to. That's the wrong funking layer. But she has dead parents, and I have a whole thing of like fae age faster than humans, 5 times, and so Bryla inherited. Bryla's parents died when she would have been like the equivalent of 16, and now she's the equivalent of like a 19, 20-year-old. So we have that fun flavor of she was too young when she was crowned. She took on all these responsibilities when she was a little baby, and she's very normal about it. Lying. I'm lying right now. But it makes me crazy. I love taking two not even 20-year-olds and shoving them into situations that make them so fucking sad. Plus, her dragon tail has a little tiny dragon head on the end, and it's her conjoined twin, and he's a grumpy little basket case reference. Kevin's mom is a mad old witch who lives with her demon owl lover in a house with chicken legs. She's around, but like not around. Real. I went for the very cliche. And this is one of the bits that I still might change because I'm not sure if I like it. But this was kept from the original version of the story, which is that Aki and her siblings had their memories stolen as like young children. Which there are a lot of reasons I like, and there's a lot of the story that's built off of that, so there'd have to be a lot of rewriting for it. But I'm also hesitant on how well like I can pull it off, and a lot of it's insecurity. I'll be honest. But that's one of the things that I'm playing around of if I'm gonna keep or not. I might. I do like a lot of the implications that it brings the story right now. But that was one of my big things. His dad is a little dumb. He got a bad luck, so it's not like he's even capable of dadding. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Yeah, there are a lot of parts about it that are so interesting. Of like, cause I'm also, you know me, and my obsession with tragedy. I'm really obsessed with the idea of mourning, like trying to mourn something you don't remember. So like the youngest sibling, Hanta, yeah, he technically had his memories taken, but he was like a little infant when their parents died, so it's not like he had many memories to really lose. So he has like a really complicated relationship with who his parents were and how that relates to him, and like the fact that the closest thing to a parent he's ever had is his eldest sister Aki, and like there's a bunch of like layers of like grief and mourning of like I mean, fuck it. I love playing with grief, and I love making the grief complicated and fucked up and evil for everyone involved. So I did that. Or at least I'm attempting to do that. And now I'm just drawing landscapes with colors. I'm not sure if I'm doing it well though. Let's see how this works. I might... Yeah, I might have to like... this'll work, this'll work. I think this'll work. I just have to be careful about how I'm doing it. Oh shit, fuck my movies in 30 minutes. Fucking wait, oh my god, I'll be back in an hour or two. If not, I want you to yab at me later because I'm eating up this world of yours. Like, pleasantly moist pound cake. Okay. I love, like, Lux in my writing. I'm deeply obsessed with it. Thank you for the hydrate!
Your good-eyed devil just redeemed hydrate. Sip, sip, sip. Your good-eyed devil just redeemed posture check. Stop shranking, idiots.
Drinky drink. Get self-cared, punk. What the hell? What else was I saying? Oh, right. But I'm very normal about all of my shit. And I definitely don't think of it and only it and nothing else. Sorry, I'm thinking about angles now on my drawing. This is rough as hell, but it's fine, probably mostly. I'm mostly trying to get the basics of shapes anyway. Okay. I used to do studies with like shitty Crayola markers of like castles and things. Just part of why I'm doing this now, just because I missed doing studies like that. But I also did it on a larger scale than this. I think I only have one now because I gave the other one away at an art swap, but I have a couple of shitty Moku drawings of castles that I've done. I haven't ever done this picture of a castle before though, so this one's new. How do I feel about that? I feel about it. I feel about it. It's okay though. I can feel about it. I ain't. My pen was off again. Okay. Sometimes it's just about knowing where to put the accent colors, but oftentimes, chat, that's the problem. Because I don't know where well enough to put the accent colors. And that's what art is, chat. It's just throwing yourself at a wall until you figure out where to put the accent colors. For real, for real. I wish I were kidding. No, I want it lighter than that. There we go. That might be. That's good enough. La 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 la. Mountains in the background. Okay. Part of what I like doing the big blocks first is that when I do lineless art like this, I can kind of almost cheat and make my own lines anyway with the shapes around other shapes. And I'm not the most in love with what I'm making right now, but sometimes it ends up really, really nice. Actually, you know what? I might try that. I'm liking a little bit better how that's turning out. Like within this layer doing that line thing to give me some more shape to my clouds, and then I can go over with my even lighter colors and do the same thing probably. It's better on the right side than it is on the left side. Let's do a better job of this. That's not terrible. I don't love it, but it's better than it was, I think. Hello, fiddlesticks? The boy is yelling. I don't know if you guys can hear him. He's rather quiet, but he is yelling. Hey, little one. Hi. You want me to throw your toy? Ready? Go get it. Yeah, Fiddle? Uh-huh. Hi. I said hi. I'm working right now, baby. He's whining. He's kind of the whiner. Okay. Still not my favoriteest piece, but I've made worse. I think part of it's because I didn't do any lines, and I'm a little bit regretting that. Usually some level of line is helpful. Woo! Drawing. Okay. Let's find another thing for me to draw. Hi, Fiddle. Fiddle got his head stuck in a tissue box. Not once, but twice today. Within the same 5-minute period. This is because he is a dumbass. He's about to get his head stuck in it a third time. Is that what's about to happen, Fiddlesticks? I love that stupid cat. Guppy got her head stuck in the box. And then Fiddle got his head stuck in the box. And then Fiddle got his head stuck in the box again. I know logically that there is no evidence for coat color correlating with the intelligence of an animal. However, are we sure? Because he's very orange and very stupid. I love you, Fiddlesticks. He's gonna get his head stuck in there again. I can feel it. He's making a racket. By the way, his toy that he's searching for right now. Sorry, I'm looking for another reference. His toy that he's searching for right now is some elastic string tied in a loop with some little plastic baby toy beads on it. He's playing with a shitty baby toy. This is because he is essentially a baby. He's a big baby. He's a big old baby. Okay, I'm gonna move this down here. And you know what? I'm actually gonna move this down here as well. Just to lay those next to each other. Okay, I'll keep it on the same layer. What am I drawing? You know what? I think I have. Okay. Let's go for our midtone again. Going vertical for this one. Okay, and I am, watch this, adding the layer. Because I do actually want to do a little bit of sketching first. So, I have a little bit of a horizon line there. And then a big archway. I do have a reference for this. I haven't pulled it onto the canvas just because I don't know. I kind of want to see how well I want to see if not having the reference right next to my drawing will help me loosen it up at all. I don't need to get that bogged down in details. I just need to get the shapes down. Okay. Do I need to weird shape? Put a fucking another weird shape here. Have the pillar. Get a straight line. Can you draw a straight line, gay boy? Thank you. Close enough. Don't worry about the way I talk to myself while drawing. It's not important. It's literally fine. Okay. I don't know what my fucking sightlines are here. I'm gonna guess that that's whatever the way it is. Please note, I hate drawing scenery. I'm doing this because I need to get better at it. Well, I want to get better at it is probably more accurate. I don't like having like blind spots in what I can draw. So I put a lot of effort into finding the things I'm not comfortable with or not good at, and forcing myself to draw that until I feel less kneecapped by it. What do I do? It's got like a little bit of that shape. But also in doing like simple color thumbnail things, like these are pretty much thumbnails. Doing simple color thumbnails things like this, I don't allow myself to get too in depth with how I'm drawing it, which I find helpful for my own process. Okay. Person standing here, and another person kind of leaned over here. God damn, I hate drawing. What is that? What am I looking at there? What is fuck building, dog? There's a fucking pole thing, and I'm just gonna fucking. You know what? It's just gonna be that. It's just gonna be like a string of whatever. You know what? Fuck it. I'll make another string of whatever. I don't care. This is in the beautiful fantasy realm of my brain with the license to do whatever the fuck I want. Who cares? Not me. I care so much, but I'm trying not to care. That's stuff. Don't worry about that. That's stuff. Whoa, ant noises. Okay. Do I know what I'm doing? Not really. Will I ever know what I'm doing? Not really. When will I know what I'm doing? Not really. whatever. This is probably enough. I don't need to draw more than this. This is for me. I'm telling myself this so that I don't draw more than that. Lower the opacity. Get the funkin' drawing in here. Oh, my back. Stretching, stretching, stretching. Oh, good, good, good. Okay. Up to this brush. Running like this. Okay. I know how to draw. I know how to draw. I know how to draw. Do I know how to draw? Maybe. Maybe not. Okay, I can pull that in that way a little bit. Fine. Then that works there. Pull my brush smaller. A little bit smaller than even that. That's basically what a person looks like. How do I... Okay, go back a little bit. Do I like it? Not really. Fine. It's just rough. It's not supposed... It's gesture work. Everyone remember this? Remember what I was telling myself not even 5 minutes ago. It's fine. It doesn't have to be perfect. Remember this, remember this, remember this. Things I say to myself every 10 minutes. Drawing sucks, actually. No one should ever draw again. Can we do that? Not gonna redo all of that. Get my... That's bigger. I meant to go smaller. we might end stream a little bit early today. Not yet, because I'm not done yet. But just because our streams are usually a little bit shorter, and I have to quit once my hand starts hurting. But just a heads up, because we might go as maybe another hour. Might end sooner than that though. Just a heads up. Okay, what does it look like without? That's not terrible. Let's work on the shapes. Let's see how far we can get without the line guidance anymore, though. Okay. It's not that low. I want it higher. Make it real little. A little bit darker. Okay. That's it's not my favorite, but it's mostly fine. But I can. You know what? Actually, change of plan. Watch this. I'm going to carve out the shape of the lanterns first, and then I'm gonna put the lines on because I'm smart and so clever and so good at art. Who would think of this? No one but me. Okay. I know how things look, right? We know how things look. La 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 la. Okie dokie, okie dokie. I can swing that. Okay. Now we go for the Doku parts. I can go a little bit darker than that even, I think. Okay. La 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 la. I should put a fucking stabilization on this, but I'm not going to! I didn't do any line practice warm-ups before doing this, but that's fine. That's too big. Okay. Okay. Those are my panic noises. Those are the noises I make when I panic and I don't know how to draw anymore. There we go. Mostly. God damn it. Okay. Okay. Cat touched my foot and scared me. That's not terrible. I could be happier with the shapes. I probably could have simplified it more and been happier with it, but I probably didn't need to put that much. I didn't need to put that much detail on the lamps. I think that takes away from the overall feel of it. Can I fix that now? Let's find out. Not sure. It's better, but I still don't love it. That is much better. But it's still my favorite. Okay, let's see. Maybe one more? Let's see what we got. What do I want to draw? Let's find out then. I don't know why I'm speaking like that. Please forgive me. I have to put on lip balm. The birds are screaming outside my window. Whoa! Let's see, let's see, let's see. What do I want to draw? Something I was thinking of earlier that I really wanted to draw. I'm trying to remember what it was. Hold on, chat. I'm thinking. Okay, hold on. Was it in my scenery folder? I think it was, yeah. Okay. Okay, now I just need a color palette, and I think I know what I want to do. I want a green. I want some green. Okay, I think I know what I want. Okay. Okay. Now remember, chat. I don't know what I'm doing. I think I'm gonna use mostly the darker colors on this palette, and then we'll use the oranges to really pop. And I'm hoping that will work the way I want it to. And maybe. Let's just throw ourselves at it, see what happens. That's never gone wrong, right? Black background. It's like a greenish black. Okay. And that's fine. That's good. And I might need hold on. Okay, how do I want to go about this? Okay. I'm gonna change it to this color, I think, just to keep it darker. Because I do want it pretty dark. Page. I'm hoping this goes the way I want it to, because I like the idea that I have for it. And what? I want it to work. I like layering like this though. It reminds me of working with more physical, like traditional paint. I like that. I can use a lot of the same techniques when I work like this. I like carving out shapes. It's like it feels at certain points more like sculpting than even like painting, which I really like. I also love this song. Okay, and then even smaller than this. Maybe a little bit bigger. These will be mostly covered up. Dun, dun, dun. No, I need a bigger brush. I want a bigger brush. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna need to change this color palette. Quite a bit, probably, actually. I want this bluer. Okay, that's pretty good. I like that. A little less saturated. Dark, but still saturated. Oh, still, but like more unsaturated. The saturation is overpowering the orange. Is that what I want it? Or do I... No, I can have the deeper as the background, and then when I get to lightening it, I can go less saturated. Am I confident in this one? No, I'm not even a little. I struggle way more with forests and foliage than I do most other things. But I figure I'll try it because I really like the source for this painting. Um, Whoa, then playing Repo. Okay, hold on, drawing down here, and then uncover upper layer, give some more depth, and then I'm gonna wipe some of this out to give a spot right there. Ugh, I'm struggling with this, but it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Because, hold on, let's see if this will even do what I want it to do. A little bit. I want it much brighter though. It's not my favorite. There's an idea of what I want down here though. And I can always come back to this idea now that I have it like on paper, so to speak. I'm gonna, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go big for a lot of these shapes here. Maybe that'll clear up some of this shit I hate about what's going on. I've also generally found that for this style of painting that I do, the messier, the fucking better. And that looks like it's proving to be true again. But mix in some smaller strokes to give the look that I've got over here of defined branches. I think I'm now missing that on this side, but maybe I can get that by leaning into some of the closer up shapes. Because there are some more branchy shapes closer to the camera on this side. Not that you guys can see the reference image, that's fine though, because it's cool and not even necessary. It's not the worst. I don't hate it. It's not exactly what I wanted out of it, but it's not bad either. I think some of... Yeah, I think that helps a little bit with pulling that into the background a bit more. want this less. So feels like okay, maybe that'll work. Because I really want to pull this branch into the foreground, which means I think some of the other like spots of orange need to be darkened and maybe go. Yeah, I like what that does for it. Actually, I like that more than I thought I would. It's turned out better than it felt when I was looking at it too close. I'm pretty pleased with that. There's some good color study. I'm very happy with how the colors for this overall came out. It's not exactly what I was going for, but it did turn out pretty nice. I like that the moon still pops. I like that the orange really glows almost. Yeah, I'm into that. Now, I don't want to fuck with it now that we have it. So what if we pop that motherfucker here? Make it bigger. Obvi, I'm going to actually let's just let's straight up fuck with this background. I don't want to do this. I think I might actually just, you know what I'm gonna do? Change the canvas size, make it smaller. Pull that in a little bit more. Yeah. Not terrible. And I think so I want to see how it works to put a person in here. So let's do that. Okay. Ugh. How am I gonna do this? Because I kind of want like a glowy eye thing, right? Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't. I could just fill it up with fucking eyes, though. No. Could do. Ruins the impact of the moon though. No, I might just like it like that. I kinda just like it like this. Kinda slam. Ooh, jigga jigga jigga. Okay. Let me check some stuff. Ah la la la. What do we got going on? What can we play with? I have this that I've been meaning to turn this into a comic for a while. This is my, if anyone ever was curious about how rough my thumbnails can get, this isn't even it. Oh my god, they've gotten worse than this, but I had an idea for a comic of a conversation that Mantis and I had a while ago. And I started playing with some ideas for a character, and then I realized that Mantis was going to want to change their character no matter what I did. So I have the start of like a, I'm not gonna do too much work, it's not a very long comic, but the start of an idea for Wizard Bee, which I like, but now it's fitting Mantis into that style. That's tricky. No, I don't want to do that right now, because I think the first thing I would do would be drawing the big evil lair. But I don't want to do any more backgrounds today, so I'm not gonna do that. But look at him. Isn't he cute? Look at this guy. You love him. He's gonna do a big spell. Okay. Could do another silly drawing. I don't know though. I don't know. Maybe I can draw some silly, and then we will be done for the night. Bug Desert, hi Pods! Yeah, we doing arts. We're doing arts and farts. Trying to figure out what else I want to draw though. Because I'm getting a little bit to the point where I'm all drawn out. Which is a travesty, I know. Everyone loved to watch B draw. Draw a scrimp. I do love to draw a scrimp. My fucking pen. There's my pen. Yeah, I'll draw a scrimp. It's not gonna draw a fucking scrimp. That's a fucking scrimp, baby. That's basically what a scrimp look like. We got the fucking scrimp up there. Was that the City of Tears music? Yes, it was. We got a scrimp right here on the overlay. I think that might actually be the sub icons are a bunch of bugs, and I think it goes, I can't remember if it goes B, banjo, and then Gwimp. I think it does. Hold on, I'm gonna check actually right now. Community. No, it's not a community. Is it in viewer rewards? What is it in? What's that? I don't even fucking know. What the fuck is it in? How do I find that? Oh, it's in subscriber badges. Okay, yeah, no. The base one is Banjo, and then it's a little bee, and then it's a Squimp after a year. That's what it is. Okay. But if you didn't know, we do have sub badges now. And it's the little bugs. Which is epic and cool. I totally forgot that I did that ages ago. Job. My little Minecraft bee. No, that's wrong. Here's my little Minecraft bee. I'll draw that for a little bit before we wrap up. Why does he look so sad? Probably because I gave the eyes a little bit of a curve by accident. Little bee bug. What other things do I know how to draw? There's Banjo. Banjo baby. The little bee. Bugs, 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 bugs. Hold on, let's see. What do we have? I think that's all I got right now that I'm working on. Yeah, that might fucking do it for tonight, yokes. I'm EP. I am kind of drawed out. Let's raid, everybody. Thanks for coming to hang out. I talked a fucking lot tonight. Okay, we're gonna raid Jin. He's playing Resident Evil 4. Go say hi, make him bald, slap his bald fucking head. I'll be back on Thursday. Thanks for hanging out, John. I know I haven't done in a while. Actually, real quick. We did these little color studies, which I'm glad I did. I'm overall happy with them. I didn't love the first one we did, and the second one was eh once we finished it, but I'm really happy where we ended with the third one. With the trees here. I like that a lot. I could redo this one, and I might redo this one at some point just to get a better idea, but I'm really happy with the trees. I like where that went. We also did, I don't know if I'm ever gonna finish like coloring this. This is gonna be so much fucking work. But this was at least fun to get some color down and talk about it for a bit. But thank you everybody for hanging out. Are we raiding? Oh, I didn't even fucking start raid. Oh shit, can I not raid? Can we not raid Jen? Hold on, I'm gonna try one more time. If we can't raid Jen, we'll find someone else. Okay, we can't raid Jen. Look. hell's this live? You know what? We're gonna raid Makototo. Because Mara's also doing art. It's Monday art night. Go say hi. Go say hi. Watch Mar draw. He's probably drawing, honestly, probably way cooler shit than me. That's all I got. Fucking go have fun. Go give Mara a sub. Mara's really cool. That's all. Okay. Bye-bye.